Happy New Year! Welcome back to Pat Stitching, January 4th, 2021. Oh, thank God 2020 is gone. Let's see, the weather is kind of overcast here today. It's -1 Celsius in Renfrew, Ontario, which is about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. We had a lovely Christmas, different, but it was still really good actually. It reminded us of some of our Christmases past. We lived away from family for many years, like 30-40 years, and so our Christmases were basically just our little family. And this year, because of COVID, it was again our little family. So it was very nice actually. I really enjoyed it. Let's see, anything else happened? We're in lockdown again. Started December 26th, and it's for 28 days. Kids are out of school until January 11th. They were supposed to go back today actually, and they don't go back till next Monday for the lower grades, like kindergarten to grade 8 go back next Monday, January 11th, and then high schoolers go back the Monday after. So things are fairly quiet, but that's okay. I don't mind quiet. This year I was really prepared for Christmas. It really shocked me. Normally I'm not, but then I started like 3 weeks before I usually start. So yeah, I can see how I was ready for Christmas. So speaking of Christmas, I got some Christmas presents that I will show you in my stitching. So why don't we get right to stitching, and we'll go from there. So the first one I want to show you is by Shannon Christine. I thought it was a finish. Guess what? It's not. I forgot a teeny little word saying very, V-E-R-Y. So I have to put that in. So anyways, here it is. It's called Feeling Frosty. And I'll pull it up closer. Oh, no, not that close. There we go. And it's on 28 count even weave, Whisper Gray. And I used the called for DMC. But I just think he's so cute. I was watching a video by Vonna, V-O-N-N-A, Vonna something. Oh, I can't remember what her YouTube name is. I think if you search Vonna, you'll find her. Anyway, she shows you how to do all these finishes with cross stitch, and she showed a flat fold finish, and I'd like to try to do that with this one. So who knows? Maybe I'll get that done really soon. So the other thing is like I love everything Shannon Christine, because I just love doing her patterns. And I've got another one on the go. It's called Winter Snowfall. And this is the pattern. Whoop, sorry. This is the pattern. Is it lovely? I'm doing it with teals as well. And here it is. There it is. That's what I've got so far. So I have the left side and the bottom left to do. And this has, I'll bring it up close, but this has over 1,500 beads in it. So all the gold that you see, there's no gold thread. Those are all beads. And then the white has all these beads in it as well. So and there's going to be more beads on this side, and some more Christmas trees, I believe. Yeah, 2 Christmas trees. And then at the bottom there's a bunch of white with some beads in it as well. So I'm really enjoying stitching this one actually. So, and I stitch in hand, so I put the beads on as I go, and I use the color floss that I'm using at the time, so that it kind of blends in with the color. For instance, here we go. The white the beads, so I use the white thread, but the green, the gold beads, if you can see here, I use the dark teal on that. So it all keeps it the same as if it's the dark tree behind it. So, but it's a pretty easy stitch, a lot of white. So I hope you don't mind, doing rows and rows of white. It's fairly big. I think it's 200 or something, 200 and something stitches across or down or something. I can't remember exactly. So, anyways, so I really like that. Now on to the haul that I got. Well, no, actually this isn't haul. Sorry. I've joined 2 SALs this year. Actually, it's it's the second time I've joined a stitch along. And the first one here I'm going to show you is the linen and threads. They're doing a thing with, what's it called? A Mexican and Spanish influence, Talavera de la Reina is the color scheme. So, if you've ever seen Mexican type dishes, the yellows and blues and greens and so on and so forth. So that's the color scheme. It's a mystery SAL, so I can't show you a picture of it because I don't know myself. But I am doing it on navy, even weave, 28 count. I put my first thread in January 1st, so there you go. You can see it. What it is, we're stitching is the, oh, you can see right through that. Eh? Let's see if I can make this a little better. What we're stitching is the frame. Is that better? Yeah, there you go. And these are all the colors that I picked out for it. Hang on a second, let me fix this up. Oh. So I've got a blue and a green and yellow, a beigey color and a white. I had no idea what color to pick, so I just picked one to do the frame. But here are all the colors that I picked. They're just DMC, and everything you see here is out of my stash. So, and the pattern is free, so it didn't cost me anything. So that's pretty good. I think my husband's happy. And the other thing is I made some new project bags. So this is one that I made. It's just with some leftover fabric in my stash because I'm a quilter as well. And it turned out really nice. So there we go. This is from our, I think it's the Northcott fabric line and the Canada's quintessential, 150 birthday. And then it's also lined. So there we go. So that's the first bag and the first SAL. And then I made a second bag for my second SAL. But I'll show you the bag first since we're on top of the bag. Again, from my leftover stash of Canada's Northcott's Canada Quintessential 150 birthday, whatever. This one here has trivia questions on it. So, when was O Canada proclaimed as Canada's national anthem? The answer is in 1980. So, which four provinces produce wine? Oh, that one's cut off. Let's see. What title does Queen Elizabeth II hold? Head of State. Anyways, as you can see, they're all questions on here. And the answers are there too. So, and there we go. So, the inside is lined the same way. So this one here is, my husband bought it. Remember I was talking about how it's the gift that I'll think of him on the 1st of every month. It's the Modern Folk Embroidery Sampler Stitch Along for 2021. He called it Fruits of Plenty. And it has to do with 2020. You know, there was a lot of bad that happened in 2020. But there was also a lot of good. There was a lot of kindness, a lot of giving, a lot of coming together. So he decided to look at it on the positive side and calls it Fruits of Plenty. So the first piece we're doing, he sent out this first corner here. And I've gotten actually pretty far on that one. I'm using 28 count linen It's antique white. And hang on here. Let's see if I can get this. There we go. And this is where I've gotten to. I'm really enjoying stitching this one too, although I've had to pull things out 2 and 3 times. Sometimes I can't count, it seems. Oh, brother. My husband says, well, what do you mean by can't count? I said, I can't even count 2, it seems. Like I pick up after one thread instead of doing 2 over 2. He just chuckled. Anyways. Now this one here, I am using Cosmo Floss. Here we go. And the colors I'm using, I believe, are 732 and 735. Those are the only 2 colors that I need for this, or actually, you got to choose. Basically, a darker one and a lighter one. So here is the 735. I just love this color. It's like a indigo, denim, blue type of thing. And the other one is the 735, yeah. And the other one is 732. Come on. And this is the lighter blue. Isn't that pretty? I just love them. I just love them. Jean Farish, who has a Flosstube channel as well, she uses Cosmo exclusively. She just loves it. It is a cotton floss. It's made in Japan, and it's a high quality, I guess, cotton floss. It has a little bit more sheen to it. It's very nice to stitch with. I haven't had any problems with it. I'm enjoying it. So, anyways, I just thought I'd try it because then I only need 2 colors for this. I got to try it all year round, all year long, and we'll see how it turns out. So what else? The other haul I got for Christmas. Okay. So if you're not interested in quilts, you can kind of tune it out here. But anyways, is the Christmas in Canada, which is the piece. Who is this by? Christmas Canada collection by Whistler Studios. It's the Peace, Love, Joy quilt for Canada. Isn't that great? I just love this. I know there's one for the United States as well, but being in Canada, I want the Canadian one, and I want it finished in January because I want to be able to use it next year, and I don't want that hanging around my neck because I want to get it done, get it finished, and then it'll be ready. So, it's Wyndham Fabrics. I'm sorry, Wyndham Fabrics. It came out, I guess, at the end of June. I didn't see it until just recently. And I showed it to my husband and said, I would really like that. He's so good to me. So I got the quilt kit. So, I should show you some of the fabrics in this. No, that's okay. You don't want to see the fabrics, probably. Oh, well. Let's just see. Real fast. That's the panel in the middle. Then we have reds and whites. There we go. Oh, there we go. Aren't they pretty? There's a bunch of solids in here. But, yeah. So, I am looking forward to starting that. And I'm trying to find some fabric for the backing. I haven't been able to find what I want. So, we'll see. Let's see. I bit the bullet on yesterday, and I decided to buy a digital planner, in particular for my cross stitching and my floss tubes and stuff like that. I'm hoping it'll keep me better organized. It works on the iPad or Android. I haven't tried it on the Android. I'm an iPad user, and so far I'm really enjoying it. It's the Teresa Little digital planners. She has a YouTube channel, so if you do a search on YouTube for Teresa Little, You'll find her there, and you'll see one of her videos, or a few of her videos are on the digital planner. So I'll try and link it in the description. So I'm just in the process of setting it up, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I have it sitting right here to check out my notes on what I'm supposed to be talking about. So there you go. The other thing I want to talk about is I've had questions on Facebook groups. Like sometimes I've showed a piece, in particular, I showed the winter snowfall piece in a Facebook group, and somebody asked me how I measure my fabric because they don't want to run out. So I thought maybe it would be good to talk about it here. So anytime you buy a pattern, it should give you the stitch count. So I'm going to get a piece of paper here, and I have a pen here somewhere, and we're going to do this up. Or maybe I don't have a pen. Hold on, let me see if I can find a pen somewhere. I'm back, I found a pen. I thought it was right at my fingertips, and you know it was, but it was kind of hiding, so what can I say, old age. Right? Okay, so let's take, for example, the winter snowfall. And the number of stitches on that, according to the pattern, is 208 across by 245 long. Okay? How much fabric you get all depends on the fabric count. So for instance, I use 28 count, and I stitch over 2. So the 28 count, if you do 2, you have to divide it by 2 so that you know how big or how many stitches one stitch will be. If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Because I'm using 2 strands, I'm not using the full 28. I'm only using half of the 28. So I'm using 14. So 28 divided by 2 is 14. So 28 count and stitching over 2 is the same as stitching on 14 count. But anyways, so once I know that, then I take the 208 wide, that's how many stitches across, and I divide that by 14. I've got my handy dandy calculator here, which equals 14.857, so 86 inches. That works out for the inches. And the 245 for the length will come out to 245 divided by 14 equals 17.5 inches. Okay, so here we go. Now that number is the stitched area. It's not including borders. So if you only got fabric this wide, you basically wouldn't have enough fabric. You have to add a border to that, and we typically add 2 to 3 inches. So I don't always, but I would like to use 3 inches. And the reason for the 3 inches is that gives me an option to have maybe an inch around, an inch and a half around if I get it framed. So, but it's around, so it's 3 inches on this side, or 2. Okay, we gotta pick one. So why don't we go with 2? 2 inches on this side and 2 inches on that side. That's 4 inches added to the width. And 2 inches on top and 2 inches on the bottom is 4 inches on the length. So that would work out to there you go. So 14.86 plus the 4 inches for the border gives you 18.86. So I'd say 19 inches. And on the length, it's 17.5 inches plus the 4 inches. That gives you 21.5 inches. That's the minimum size of fabric that you should have. You can have more, but it's the minimum. Okay, so let's say that you're doing 25 count and you're only going over 1. So since you're going over 1, you divide by 1. 25 divided by 1 is 25. So then you take your 25 and you take your stitch count, the 208 divided by 25, and that comes out to 8.32 inches. Let's go 8.5, okay? 8.5 inches. And the 245 divided by 25 is 9.8 inches. So we'll just say 10 for the sake of argument. You add on your border, which is 4 inches. 2 plus 2 is 4. Or 3 plus 3 is 6. It's up to you. So that would give you 14 inches long by 12 inches, 12.5 inches wide. That would be the minimum amount of fabric that you would need. So I hope this all makes sense. If you have questions, do let me know. I think that's all I have for you today. I apologize. My studio is a mess. I do have a quilt hanging up. I will be going over to the quilt afterwards and giving you a close-up view of it. I also hope to be more on track with my videos, so I'm going to try for every 2 weeks. There may not be much in it, but I will give it a shot. If there's anything that you would like to know more about, if I can help, I will. If I'm not sure, I'll point you somewhere that maybe has better explanations or whatever. So be safe, be healthy, and be happy. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Quilters, hang in there. Hi Quilters, welcome back. Here's a close-up of the quilt. This was a kit that I received, that I purchased many years ago, probably the early 2000s. And it was a queen size quilt. I divided it in two to make 2 quilts out of it. I'm wondering now, saying all this, if I showed it to you before. If so, I apologize, but it's Christmassy, so it's called the Yuletide window is what I called it, because it looked like stained glass windows to me, and it's kind of a Christmas related. It is 46 inches by 63 inches. It has 100% cotton batting and front, and I have flannel on the back. So I did quilt it with my domestic machine. So there you go, you can tell. But at a distance you can't tell. So there you go. So I hope you enjoy it, and we'll have another quilt for you. Hopefully my Peace, Love, and Joy quilt next time. Actually, probably not the Peace, Love, and Joy. Probably a different one. Thank you. Bye-bye.